Hi, let's talk about this gold confiscation because I watch so many YouTube videos from people who are experts, and so many people talk about obviously when it was taken off the gold standard and when it was confiscated and when people was told in the United States in 1933 to hand over the gold because this would be all good for the country. However, the way I see all this, for what it's worth, and if this helps anybody, there was way simpler times. There was times where people believed what the government was saying. They believed that they was doing the right thing. They believed that politicians and governments was good people who was trying to help them. And I think from how I see things now, we have come so far from all that. With the arrival of the internet, I think there's a lot more people who are more critical thinking, a lot more people who sort of question things. And also, if you go nowadays to the virus, the governments, at least in the UK, come out and say things like, well, that's it, let's cancel Christmas. You're not supposed to have anybody round at your house anymore. And you see so many comments everywhere on news channels and on YouTube videos saying, no way, we've bought the turkey and I don't care, I'm just gonna have people over. Government can't stop me. And I think people are way more critical, way more thinking for themselves, way more not sort of believing cases arising and this is happening, way more thinking and way more clued up. And going back to the gold, there's the old sayings, isn't there, of fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And I just don't see um, that they would do this. I think there's way too many people hold gold, way too many people own silver. And I think if they tried it, it would just be too much effort. If you think about it, if the only way they could do this really was to maybe get some order from people's banks, that maybe the banks would have to maybe hand in people's names and addresses of people who would maybe bought it. So presuming they had your name or your address, maybe if they turned up at your house and said, listen, we've got it here, look, you bought 2 ounces then, 3 ounces um, then where is it? They have no idea whether you've traded it for a car. They have no idea whether you've sent it to some cousin out in Outer Mongolia. They have no idea whether you've gone to some bullion dealer or you've gone to some coin shop or you've sold it or traded it for silver. There is no way on God's earth that they know any of that. They may know you've originally bought it, but as far from that, they have no idea. There is no God and way that they can track that. There is no God and way that they know where it's gone or whether you've given it to somebody for Christmas or what you've done. So I also think everybody who owns gold nowadays is way more clued up than maybe again there was in the old days. I think everybody who owns gold knows that it was confiscated and knows that there's no way they're handing that over, and they know that if they do that it's likely to be revalued, and again people just aren't that stupid. um, I also think that it is a little bit more dodgy being in some bullion bank or some sort of safe holdings. I think that is a little bit more sort of risky, and I think it is possible they could come for that. I could see them more being like, as we go into the future, maybe more like audited, if you will, because I think a lot of the time, from what I understand and how I would see things, is there's a lot of trading between these allocations and these bullion safe holdings, if you will. A lot of these ETFs, and they're selling stuff that doesn't exactly exist from what I understand. And I could see more sort of regulations maybe there of what exactly is where and who's got what. and some sort of audit of how much there is in there and exactly what billionaires have got what. So I could certainly see a little bit more of that. And I think if anything, going down the line, or maybe even over the next few years, it is better if you actually have it on you, or it is stored elsewhere out of that, because I don't see that as particularly good. And also as well, they say your stuff's there, but is it really? So again, I think there's more regulations, maybe more laws coming down the line of what that's doing. So again, just maybe have it on you, maybe find somewhere for it to be sort of out of that. But yeah, I just think there's no way they would try these tricks again. People aren't stupid. People are wising up. And I just don't think the trust in the governments is there anymore. I really, really don't. And as I've said before, I do honestly believe, for what it's worth, that we go back on a gold standard. And honestly as well, for what I believe is, I'm not sure that it comes from the US. I'd see it more like that a country collapses, and I think from then it's sort of like a house of cards, that other countries then will go into a collapse, and then that would affect that country, and it's just a big load of dominoes, if you will, that just sort of escalate one on top of the other. I see more coming from either Spain or Italy for some reason. I think there's something maybe kicks off there that sort of goes down, and I think from that again it escalates, that other countries can't make this right. And I think from then there is likely to be some sort of big meeting between different countries that try to come up with a better structure and a better system. And I think from that, that's how we get to this gold back system that becomes better. So I don't know how long this is off. I do honestly believe that gold goes back to somewhere, as far as I can see it in my mind and my vision, if you want to call it that, I see it going somewhere around about 87,000. But again, I don't know how long we are off this. I'm tempted to say about a year, maybe 2 years. But yeah, it's coming. And again, I just think it comes from another country. It doesn't come from the US. But again, who knows? I guess every day you do you. Every day you try and prepare as best you can. We live in very, very, very strange times. But yeah, I think that's all I want to say for now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.